I will say this in better news. I think when it comes to what I've seen during the week, which I think everybody got hyped for, was Bobby Shmurda came back home. The
Yeah,
home
man.
his hat actually broke like the space barrier, cracked the atmosphere, landed back on his head safely, calmly, and the king is back. And is we don't even know any of these other rappers that try to make a name for themselves through antics because Bobby's back home. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he gets that song with Fetty Wap, Waka. Oh.
Oh. The video.
That's
You
funny.
see that? Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I don't know, man. I'm kind of excited that he's out, man. Like it's nice to see that he did more time for his friend, so he can get out like right around the same time he did, and like he's back out, and enjoying life. And I think it's really respectable what he did. You know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
I'm excited to see whatever they do. I hope he really succeeds, which I think he will.
Yeah, I mean, he did come out and say that like where he is mentally now. He's like he was just reading a lot in jail, so his main concern now was like going into real estate and trying to figure out how to invest money and everything like that. So it sounds like that whole ordeal and experiences now that it's past him that he recognized like yo, I don't want to ever go back. I don't want to take any. I don't want to make any dumb decisions that could put me in that same circumstance again. So.
Here's a fun fact about Bobby Shmurda. Shouts out to him and Rowdy Rebel. But I didn't know this. So the thing came out like, oh, well, Quavo and Bobby, they're friends or whatever like that. And if you do a little deep dive in, you'll see like they actually was making songs before Bobby got locked up.
Shmigo gang.
Yeah, Shmigo gang. But Bobby said that Quavo was holding him down the past 6 years he was locked up. So like, I guess they really Shmigo gang. You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
It wasn't like a facade or anything like that. Like, so apparently Quavo was probably putting money on his book. He was probably, contacting him, often, checking on Bobby. And I feel like, shouts out to Quavo for that. There's not enough. I don't think there's enough of that in the rap game alone let alone the real world. So shouts out to Quavo for that.
Yeah, definitely. That's a big shout out because at first, I'm not gonna hold you. Just like a lot of people, because I had forgot about the Schmiegel gang stuff. Because I do remember once they brought it back up, I do remember like there was like this big craze that they were supposed to be coming out with a joint project. But
Yeah.
prior to that, I was like, I think a lot of the consensus was like, oh, this is just for like you just trying to get your name put out there. But for when you have someone like Bobby come out and say, "Yo, listen, he been rocking with me the whole time I was down." There's not much to be questioned. Like I think that's something that you got to really salute and honor because, just like you said, more often than not, people go in, and a lot of people that were friends or close to him forget about them. So,
It's true, man.
which is big. Yeah. Like, did y'all see any of those memes about about Bobby Shmurda being home though?
Are you talking about the one with the three lovely Caucasian women?
Nah, I wasn't even talking
Uh,
about. I was nah, I wasn't even talking about.
Which one is that?
that was the meme that I seen that was
Oh,
going
you mean
crazy.
that one? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Said he hasn't met Dr. Umar yet.
yeah.
Oh, I
But
didn't see that one.
Yeah.
but apparently, he knew them in some shape or form while he was
Yeah.
locked up and prior. So it wasn't just some like three random women that he went to go hook up with. Apparently, he knew them some way. So
Here's my
Yeah.
thing, though. Why do we care? Why do we care about that? You know what I mean?
I agree. I think people are just getting really emotionally invested about it for no reason. I'm kind of
Yeah.
like, if that's what he wanted to do to kick it with his homegirls, or if they were just three random women looking for a good time, that's on him. Like
Uh,
he been locked up for a long time. Like
Let him live his life.
let him live his damn
First thing I'm
life.
doing.
Yeah.
Like, nah, that's a fact. I mean, but that's what social media is, bro. Like when it's all said and done, that social media is nothing more than well, not social media in total, but like when people have these opinions and everything like that, more often than not, it's similar to a meme I saw because congratulations to Jay Z as well for inking a deal with LVMH on the I think it's not the Douce, but like his champagne brand, right? The Ace of Spade. But even like in that situation, I saw a meme where they were saying, "Yo, you'll have people, family and friends that won't even tell you happy birthday, but will go on Instagram and say, "Yo, congratulations, bro, aka Jay Z,
Yep.
for this big deal X, Y, and Z." It's just because I think honestly, I think the world we once lived in, like in the 80s, where you would see people putting posters up of like their favorite teen celebrities and stuff like that. I think it's just been inflamed because now it's social media. So you don't technically have to grow out of that phase as like as an adult. You like, yo, I don't have time to read magazines on what Michael Jackson's doing or putting posters up. Now it's like, oh, you can be 45 and following the moves of Jay-Z or Two Chains or Bobby Shmurda or whoever, and still feel like you're connected to the artist. So
I feel
it's
like
just a weird world.
I feel like I don't do that. I don't be like, oh, congrats, bro, and all that stuff because I don't know, motherfucker. I don't know you. You know what I mean? So I'm not calling you my brother. But
Facts.
I,
Facts.
Bro.
but, it, and what I do though is like if I'm listening to a song, I like it. I'll post it on Instagram and I'll like shout out the artist. You know, I'll put like a fire emoji beside it or something. So I feel like we all do it in our own ways. I don't do it to that extent, but I do it some way.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I think it's
Yeah.
the only time it's. I think the only time it's an issue is when Dr. Umar had a good quote for this. It was, oh, majoring in the minor things, right? Like to me, I think that's what that is. Like. There's nothing wrong with saying like, oh, let me share this person's music or whatever. Like even I think I went on like a spree of just posting old clips I had from different concerts I went to, and it happened to be Absol's birthday, and I went to an Absol concert, so I tagged Absol in it, right? But at the same time, other than that, I'm not gonna be like, yo, do you know Absol had such and such girl or whatever the case may be? No, no. Like I mean, I think people are so invested into these lives that you can see it at times where even like someone like Biggie, right? Like there's a new Netflix documentary coming out, and I think it just goes to show you how people be so invested because I'm not gonna hold you. I'm slightly invested, but I feel like I've heard everything there is to be heard
Yeah.
about like Biggie and everything like that. But I am excited for this though, just in terms of like just from a hip hop standpoint.
Yeah. I'm interested to see it. I'm not sure, what other new stuff they had to say about it or whatever. And I mean, of course, I'm going to watch it because the rap fan in me, hip hop fan, is curious what they have to say. But I know, in